This video is for all ninth grade students and the ninth grade advisory teachers. So what I want to walk through today is what should be completed by all ninth grade students by the end of the first quarter. We've had some technical difficulties, but all the directions are kind of laid out. So just want to make sure we piece this all together, and should run pretty smooth after we get these portfolios set up. So at this point, what all students should have created is they should have About Me home page here that I have up on my screen. And so it is set up, if followed directions correctly, that all students' address for this page should be about.me, and then their first name, last name, and their graduation year. As this will be the URL that's shared with parents and families, so that way they can take a look at their portfolio as we progress through this. And so this would be their home page. When they click on View My Portfolio, the other thing the student should have created then is their actual Bettendorf individual career and academic portfolio. If they copied the template correctly, then this is what it should look like. And then you'll see over on the left-hand side, there are the different criteria within career and academic planning. What all ninth graders should have completed so far in their portfolio is, if you click on the Self-Understanding tab, the first thing that should have been completed is under 9 through 12 over here on the left-hand side, Future Ready Goals. They should have answered 3 questions reflecting on the SPARK activity we did at the beginning of the school year, identifying what their SPARK is and how it relates to them and what they're interested in. So students need to go in and add and answer those questions. And then the second part students should have completed is their ninth grade Artifact 1. So in advisory, students took a multiple intelligence survey quiz, which basically you can see here with the image that I've uploaded, basically talked about what type of multiple intelligence they have based on answering some questions. And the ninth grade students should have went in and graphed those results and taken a picture of that. What they're going to do is upload that into their portfolio and then go over here and answer those 4 questions as it relates to where they're at this time in their current academic planning. So I'm going to show you a little bit on how to edit this. So when students are ready to edit these entries in their portfolio, the best thing to do when they're in their portfolios over on the right hand side when they are logged in is to go down to My Binders. And then once you click on My Binders, it will bring them into kind of their Live Binders page. And then they can go into underneath their Bettendorf one, they can click Edit, and it will bring them into the editing page of their portfolio. So the first one would be under that 9 through 12 Future Ready Goals. If they click here, then all they have to do is come over here, click here to edit, and it will bring up the editing screen that looks very similar to Google Docs or Microsoft Word. And they can go ahead and format this with different colors if they like, but go ahead and reflect and answer those 3 questions. When they're done, they can click Save. And then the next thing that they need to update is their ninth grade Artifact 1. So if they click on there, they may not have this image box over here. So how they get that image box is students will need to go up to the plus content and click on that tab. And then once they have their image saved in Drive, they can click on Google Drive, and then they will go search for that image file. And I believe I called mine, it was like file ... And so I'm going to search for that. It pulls up. They'll click on their image, and then it will automatically place a holder here and have their image in there. And then they can come over and click here to edit and answer those questions as it relates to the results of their inventory quiz. In working with some of the freshmen, some of the questions that came up is, how do I answer questions 3 and 4 about what do my results say I'm best suited for in which careers? Some advisories did not get that far when they were working through the quiz. And so I'm going to take you back to where some of those directions were, because there's a link for students that will say, if they rated highest in, verbal linguistic, then here's a list of careers that relates to that multiple intelligence. Okay, so once students have this updated, then they would click Save as well. And that is the end of what ninth graders should have completed by the end of the first quarter. If they have all of that completed, then we just need them to document this in Career Cruising. And so I'm going to show you how to do that as well. But before I do that, I do want to go into the advisory website. Has all of these directions. So if you go look at September 11th, that was the day that the directions had information about that quiz for all ninth graders. So I'm going to go and click on that Google Doc for a minute. So that way you can see where this link is. So all students should have been given kind of a handout to graph the results of this inventory quiz. If your advisory didn't get to that, you may need to make some more copies of that. That's that link right here. If they've already done that, then down here is the link, and if I click on that, this is the document that I was talking about. So if they're musical intelligence, then over here it kind of lists some of those careers. Okay, so that is where some of that information comes from. Okay, all right, so that is what their portfolio will look like when they are completed, and save that, and where some of those directions are. And if you're confused on any of the other directions, I have updated directions for today's advisory, and it has all the links on creating the live binder, creating the About Me portfolio, how to edit your Spark, and what you do, and to update the Self-Understanding tab. So all those directions are on that page as well. Okay. So the goal for advisory teachers today is to walk around and make sure students have completed this work. The easiest way is probably to have them go to their About Me page, click on View My Portfolio, and you can briefly have them bring up their Self-Understanding tab and look in their Future Ready and also in their 9th grade Artifact 1 to see that they've completed this work. If students have completed the work, then the final steps is to go into Career Cruising and document their results. So I'm going to briefly show you those steps. As a student logs into Career Cruising, and I'm going to bring up a demo student here. When a student logs into Career Cruising, up here it'll say their name, and they'll click on My Plan. So a student needs to click on My Plan. They will scroll down to My Assignments and Activities. If they click on My Assignments and Activities, the assignment is ICAP Portfolio, create and update annually. Okay, so what students will want to do is they will want to go to their About Me page and take a screenshot of that page. And so then when they're in Career Cruising, under this assignment, they will upload a file, and from their Google Drive, they can add their file of their screenshot. So I am going to go into, got to remember where I saved my screenshot here. Google Drive. And I don't know exactly what I saved it as, but their document will be in here. And then they'll be able to go ahead and add their image. And I'm not exactly sure what I saved it as, but they'll go ahead and find their image wherever they had saved it here, and then go ahead and click Upload File, and that will upload that screenshot to their Career Cruising and evidence that they have completed those standards. Okay, so I'm going to skip over that step for a minute. So that's just upload that file, find that screenshot, and then that file will get placed right in here. Okay, so that's step number 1 on verifying they completed their portfolio. The last step is their assessment results from their multiple intelligence. So if students would click on My Assessments, and then they go down to Other Assessments, they will click on the More Assessments tab, and if they scroll down, they will find the multiple intelligence. And it's going to ask them to put in the date taken. Just put September of 2017. And then they will choose their top 3 results from their multiple intelligence and click Save. Okay, so that completes the work for 9th graders. Again, these directions are all placed on the advisory website as well. That should take you through what they have completed. And then once you've verified they have completed the work, then here are other steps down at the bottom of going into career cruising and updating their portfolio entry and also what their multiple intelligent results were. All right, if you have any questions, shoot me an email, but hopefully this kind of gives you a little bit of a visual of what students have completed so far for 9th grade.